Hello, welcome back. In our two previous classes, we have discussed identifying missing values. We have checked, for example, in count blank, we have looked at the number of missing values in each of the column. We have looked at missing values in each of the column using the formulas. We have also looked at the percentage missing in each of these column. And that was very important while handling the missing values. For example, we have said if we have a lot of missing values in a column, we can decide to delete the entire column and maybe the entire row or so on. So that is why it is important to identify the number of missing values in each column of our data. We again checked or used conditional formatting to highlight the cell or even the entire row where we have missing values. So that is how we have done this in again our last classes. So after identifying missing values, the next thing that we want to do is handling missing values. So let me copy this data, go to and entire tab, handle missing values, and paste in here. Now what I want to do is to do some handling. Okay, so this might not be very perfect handling, but again it might be good to have the handling. So for example, in the row number 7 at number 6, I have order date missing. So for example, the purchases was done by John, and what was bought was binder, and unit bought is 60, unit cost is this, and total cost is somewhere in here in the total. So I want to get this date. How do I get this? I don't know, of course. I might be an analyst. Someone has done the entries for me, or someone has retrieved the data from the database for me. How do I get this? So that is where you start interacting with all people who are involved in the data collection and also maybe data retrieval if I'm not done that for myself. So in this case, if for example the sales have been recorded on a receipt book and someone has manually entered in here, maybe myself or the other person, I have to go to the receipt book and check when this purchase was done. So most probably I'll get the purchases date from there and insert my values in here and continue analyzing my data. That is one way. Another possibility of missing is maybe due to deletion. So again, I can go back to the receipt book, or I can go back to the original data and check. Of course, another reason for missing here can be due to corrupted file, as we have talked about. Again, you have to go back to the original data and check. Maybe due to retrieval issues, you can go back to again the database itself and try to retrieve a new data set and find why you don't have this value. So try to check for the reason for missing, and then now try to populate the cell. Same for here. We have missing values here. For example, if the total is calculated by some formula like unit times unit cost, if that is how you get to the total, you can now do some calculation and get this value here. That is 449 divided by 90. You can get your value inside here again to continue working. So that is again how you can find a reason for missing. Again here I have missing value in my unit cost. You can do some division or some calculation to get this value. Again, this is not a standard way of doing it. Of course, there is, if you understand the reason for missing value that we have described here, for example, data wrongly retrieved, data doesn't collected due to human error, data deleted accidentally, data provided not provided, user or the purchaser did not give us the data intentionally, they intentionally failed to respond to the survey, past data might be corrupted, and so on. So these are the reason. So check for if any of this reason is there and try to handle. Of course, again, just to say, you can also decide to delete the entire column. For example, if the threshold is high and you are not interested in the column, you can decide to delete the column. If you are interested in deleting the row, you can again choose this row and delete. If, for example, you have decided to delete any row that contain missing values, of course, by the end of the day, you will be having like how many rows to delete, all those rows to delete. Of course, you can filter the data set or the rows that have missing values from here. Go to data, click on the filter icon, and then filter by color. Choose this color. Of course, you will be remaining with the missing values. There are how many of them? There are 5 of them that are missing, and you may decide to delete every data set from here by highlighting them and deleting the cells that contain missing values. So there is no conventional way of handling missing value, but your understanding can guide you on what to do. So that is all about missing values in Excel. Again, of course, the comprehensive part of this can be covered in programming language. You can check the link I'll be sharing on handling missing values in Python, so that you understand more on handling missing values. Of course, Excel can't be as powerful as Python in analysis and cleaning, but what it does here is really, really helpful when you are dealing with some data set. Thank you. In our next class, of course, our tasks are here. Trimming is what we are going to handle. Thank you. Enjoy learning.